Good morning, dear students. Welcome to a social class that is from geography, as we are hearing the geography lesson second today, that is on Indian Physiography division. So, we are going to understand the details of Indian Physiography division, to understand the general features of the Indian land and of the Physiography division of India, important feature of the physical division of the India. We will begin from the India is a country which has a vast land which extends from northern to a south part of, from North Himalaya to the coastal regions, from desert to the eastern Ghats. We see the India is a land which has a very important land, which has a unique features, which has all the color. We can see in India it is consists of physiography, means how it appears. What is the condition of Indian physical, the appearance. When we live in India, we need to know the details of the Indian. As we see that, for example, some of you may be not understanding what is physiography. No, you can see a physical look of Indian. The top of the India, like Himalayas. The bottom of the India, it is likely to be in a coastal areas. And in the eastern part of the India's, the left, we see the eastern Ghats, slopes, valleys, deep, high ranges. We see that things. And we also see in the right side of India, the western part of the India, again, the desert land. We find the plain land. We find a fertile land. We're gonna see forest land in the middle of the India. We are watching over this land. There's entirely the India is all about. It is in a different look. So this lesson will make you to understand about the physical look of the India in a different realm. So dear student, we're gonna understand that in a very specific way, one by one, step by step. Let us take the physiography. It contains of mountains, like mountains are, the one are mountain areas, river areas, there are plains, plateaus, valleys, and coastal areas, and also we see in the river, climate, natural vegetation, land is used for agriculture, for transport and distribution. We see these all are involved in India. Let us look up to the mountains. First, we will go through the mountains. All these, whatever we read and see here, they all consist in the Indian physiography. In that, we are going to understand the physiography. In that, it is divided in to understand this physiography, this is divided in three parts. The Indian physiography divided in three ranges. That is, the northern Great Plains is the first one. We see, northern Great Plains. Then we see the peninsular plateaus, the coastal and islands. The coastal and the islands. These are the division. These are the division which has divided the Indian land into a different its looks and appearance. Based on that, we gonna understand the physiographic division of our country. So student, let us focus here. The northern mountains. The first, we are going to see the northern mountains, then the northern Great Plains, then the peninsular plateaus, then the coastal plains. So we are going to understand here the first thing. So to understand that, we have to look after what type of features are available for the northern mountain area. The mountains, it has its own features. They are called young fold mountains. In India, they are young fold mountains. They are the world best mountain, also we can call them. They have best ranges. The young fold mountains, which is separated deep from Gondwana land, we see. Once the India was attached with the land of the Africa, it says. Some billions years back, there was a big bang. We see it is said to be the meteor that came and had a blast over the earth. It is said that the science that India was attached with the Africa, and it has came and joined to the part of Asia. Then what happens at this place? What happens? The rain which is attached with the Asia, those parts will began to build as a huge mountains because of there's a collided between the Asian land and to the land of the India. It is very millions years back. Might be it was in the form of lava, or it was igneous or liquid form. At that period I'm talking about, because as you know about the rocks system. In the 8th channel we have heard about the lithosphere, which is called as the lithosphere, which are the rocks which are inside of the lava, or it is like the magma, which is going to flow towards the earth. So during the settlement of that time, during the settlement of the platelets, at that time I'm talking about, on those days, these mountains which was separated from the African and which was taking a jointment with the Asian. So at that moment, we want to see that there were young fold mountains. The young fold mountains began to grow over the land of the Indian Physiography. And you gotta understand these mountains. You gotta understand these mountains. Okay. So they extend as continuous change. They extend as continuous change. These Yanfold mountains are these the northern mountains. They're not same as we see it in the day when it was grown. We are seeing it continuous changes on the part of the northern mountain ranges. It is not same as we have seen it before. And we also see they are highest mountain ranges in the world. The northern mountain is called to be a highest mountain ranges in the world. These mountains have to birth in the later. This mountain has taken birth in the later part, but it has crossed the level that can reach to the highest peak in the world. We are at the number 1 position. That is the glory of an Indian physiography, that this highest mountain range is to India. Okay, that is towards the India. So these northern mountains are called as the highest mountain range in the world. Highest peak, deep valleys, and gorgeous glaciers and passes. Glacial passes we see. These are the one which are highest peak. It has a highest peak and a deep valleys. There are deep valleys and gorges and glaciers passes are there we see. In this northern mountain, there are, you can see the gorges, the river, the flowing of the water, the flowing of the water in very top. There is a gorgeous feeling. That's called a gorgeous feeling. That comes from this top of the mountain. It flows towards down towards India. We see that this highest range, okay, what we see the Indian highest range from the top of this, we're gonna see it has been flowing down. This has created a gorgeous one, which is being we are seeing the present version. So, let us see. These ranges are divided. These ranges are divided. And these ranges are divided. This is divided. And then valley the peninsular plateau. This is one of the. So it is called the northern mountains. This is the northern mountains. Western, and the coastals, Ghats, okay, peninsula. So dear student, you need to understand the Indian location, physiography division. These are the mountain ranges, the desert ranges, or we can also say there's a fertile plains. Okay, in here we also see the plains, peninsula, coastal. Okay, so we call the triangle. This is known as the peninsula. The triangle between the country. This is the peninsula band. Coastal areas, Ghats areas. Okay, eastern lowlands, valleys. Okay, so we are saying about the highest peaks and deep valleys and gorgeous glacier passes. Here, the Indus, we call the Indus, which take birth, which is going to giant. Okay, Indus gorgeous, 2,400 kilometers. It's in width. We see an width where is 240 to 30 kilometers. 240 to 330 kilometers it varies. These ranges width are 2,400 kilometers. We have such a great ranges of the northern mountains, which varies from 240 to 320 kilometers from here to down. We see that they are broader in the west. They are broader at this side, but they are narrow in the western side, east side. They are totally they occupy 5 lakh. How much? 5 lakh square kilometer. They are 5 lakh square kilometer. Completely the ranges of the northern mountain. These mountains are divided again in 3 types. They are called the Greater Himalayas. They are also called Lesser Himalaya. They are also called Shivalik Hills. Dear student, you need to understand this thing. These Indian Physiography division, it has all these are the features of this. This is the future of these mountain ranges and plateaus, and also we see plains, valleys, and coastal areas, and we see a river system, climate, natural vegetation, land use, agriculture, transport, distribution. These all the future which included here, and it is divided in the 4 categories: the northern mountains, the northern Great Plains, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains, and islands. These are divided into 4 categories to understand the India before that. And then when we understanding the northern mountains, hope you understood this. These are the future of the northern mountains. To get the complete study and details of them, the Himalaya consists of 3 parallel ranges. These are called as 3 parallel ranges. Looks like that. So the Greater Himalaya, the Lesser Himalaya, and the Shivalik Hills. We are going to understand what is each one. Okay. So to understand that each one, we are going to erase this, and we are going to try to understand what is the Greater Himalaya ranges value. The Greater Himalaya ranges are the one what affects how and its futures, everything we gonna see in detail to these things. Okay, students. So we gonna understand in a Greater Himalayan ranges. Okay. So as I write this, as I'm gonna write it. So the greater Himalaya, it has the different features in that. So we're gonna understand this greater Himalaya, which comprises, they are called as the innermost part of the Himalaya. They are known as the innermost part of the Himalayas. They are continuous. These greater Himalayas are continuously, it is go on. We see they are called as the highest mountain ranges. These are the greater Himalaya, the great Himalaya. We can say them as the great Himalaya, which are 6,100 meters. 6,100 meters. The highest range peaks, they are called as the highest range peaks. In that, it is mentioned that even the Mount Everest, like 8,848 meters. This is the world's highest mountain, which is sharing between India and the Nepal. We call this is the world's highest range. It is attached with the Indian Physiographic, the physiographic of northern mountain ranges in that greater Himalayas of our part of the country. Okay, this greater Himalayan part of the country is towards the highest peak ranges, that is Mount Everest. Even there are, which comes in India, they are called as K2. Okay, Kanchenjunga, 8,559. 8,559 meters of height. And Makalu, 8,481 meters. And Naulus, these are 8,172. Manaslu, 8,156. We see these ranges are called the highest range of the Himalayan greater ranges. So overall, we can say that the northern mountain ranges are the world's highest mountain, which comes in Indian Physiography. That is the Indian Physiography. The world's highest mountain comes to our country. So not only that thing, these mountains covers the snow throughout the year. Not only for just during the winter, but they are covered, these ranges are covered throughout the year. Always snow is covered in this range. The snowfall we see over the night. It's a beautiful, it causes the beautiful glaciers. It gives a beautiful glaciers because it is always looks white in color. These ranges are, always appear white in color because of the snow. Because of the snow, we find to see the white in color. They are called as the Himadri. Because Hima means a snow, it is being called as Himadris. These Himadris create a lot of glaciers. The flow of the glacier which melts the Hima, or which the snow it melts, they found many glaciers. They are very pure and very, very crystal. They are so pure and crystal. And they found the river called Gangotri, Yamunotri. They are going to form as the Gangotri and the Yamunotri. There are, as we told about the coastal areas of we were talking about many passes in the greater Himalaya, the northern mountains in Indian Physiography. There are some passes which are called as these are the passes which is Burzil, Nozila and Shipkila. These are the passes that contains of the greater Himalaya. This is known as the greater Himalayas. The greater Himalaya are very important part of India, like glory to an India. It's called a glory because it forms a beautiful nature. It gives a beautiful, gorgeous, even in the form of snow, even in the form of blowing of flowers, even in the form of appearing the big best mountains, the high range of mountains. So overall, we're gonna see the mountains lying to the north, Himalaya. They are called as the trans. They are called as the trans of Himalaya. The highest mountain range of India, okay, where they comprise the Himalayas, where the peak K2, okay, or Mount Godwin. These two, in that, it is called as the highest peak in India. This is called the highest peak in India. This range is called as the highest peak of India. Dear student, you will understand the greater Himalaya. It has these are the features of the greater Himalaya. These are the highest range of the Himalaya, and in that the highest range of India. This is the K2 or Mount Godwin, Australian call that. This is the highest peak in the India. So hope you understanding things. Hope you are understanding the things that is going to be, that is going to be. We are going to see the second one, which is called the Lesser Himalayas. This is the second one, Lesser Himalaya. Okay, dear students, we are going to understand the second. After the greater Himalayas, we are going to come towards the Lesser Himalaya. The greater Himalaya, they are high ranges. Lesser Himalaya, less ranges, small ranges. Okay. So let us understand this location. Okay, where is the location? First, locate the south part of the greater Himalayas. Okay, the greater Himalaya are in the northern part, because on the top of that, in the down of this, we see in the down of this. So means you might be seeing here, these are the greater Himalaya. So when it comes down, these are the range. These are the range of the mountain. This is the mountain range. They top at this side, but they are small in height at this side. They are small in height at this side. It is said that they are also called as a Himachal. Today we call it as the Himachal Pradesh. This is the beauteous place, Himachal Pradesh, which varies from 60 to 80 kilometer wide. It is of 60 to 80 kilometer of wide ranges. This Himachal Pradesh is again with an 1500 to 4500 meters of height. The range of this is 1500 to 4500. We're gonna see this part at the eastern part of forest. You can find when we come towards the example, the Himachal Pradesh, at the Himachal Pradesh, the eastern part, it can be seen as the forest. The forest which is being called as the Mahabharata and Darjeeling ranges. It is said that it is to be believed why it is called as the Mahabharata, because what we see in the Mahabharata was at the time of Mahabharata, they traveled at this part of the forest area. So when for the purpose of one was, they went to a place, it is said to be at this ranges they went. So they are called as the Mahabharata. And it has some valley. The valleys which are Kashmir ranges, Kashmir, Kunga, Kulu, these are the valley which consist of the lesser Himalaya ranges. And there are other hill stations that comes as the Shimla and Ranikhet and Mussoorie. These are the one which are the hill station which belong to the lesser Himalayas. And finally we come to see the Shivalik hills. Okay, the Shivalik hills are considered to be These are the, see, now we saw the greater Himalaya are the western part. Then these are southern part. Then we are going to see Shivalik part is an outermost ranges of foothills. They are called as the outermost part of the foothills. Outer part. Okay. Outer hills. And these are also called the foothills, that is Himalayas. That is called foothills of Himalayas. And also therefore they are also known as outer Himalaya. They are called as the, because of its hill station, it's also called as the outer Himalayas. They are lowest range. They comes in the very low range. Okay, this is very down. The range of this, it is believed that outer Himalaya range between 600 to 1500 meters. And 2500. Varying 15 to 150 kilometers. These ranges are very less. Shivalik hills are very less in range, in width, and they are very small, they are very narrow. It is said that they were narrow in the eastern part, they are broad in the western part. It is been heard in the previously, and we see these are 60 to 80 kilometers wide, 1500 to 4050 meters of height. But now 600 to 1500 meters of height. So this one step by step, the northern mountains, which are step by step, they are getting downer and downer. They are getting downer and the downer. We find to see these are the Himalaya ranges, and to understand this, these are very important. From here, we are going to see that it extends from Jammu to Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. These are the only areas. The main line of these Shivalik hills are going to be extended from Jammu to Arunachal Pradesh. So in the ranges of here we see the Shivalik ranges. Okay, so here east they flow bottom structured valley which is known as dunes or Dehradun. They are called as the dunes or Dehradun at this place, as we see the famous Dehradun. So why? What is having this? What are the importance of having this? One of the Shivalik ranges. Shivalik ranges importance. The first thing we're going to see the importance of the natural frontier. Natural frontier. Okay. And we also see that prevent. Okay. And they obstruct rain really, and plantations. Okay, so Shivalik hills is consists of this, and we're gonna see that natural frontiers. This natural frontier is so important for us to understand. They prevent us, very beautifully they protect us from all the cold winds that come from a different place. The cold wind that come from a different place. And these are the one Shivalik hills. Because of that, we are getting a heavy rain in India, and they are also called, they obstruct the rain wave. They obstruct the rain wave. And because of that, in Assam, we find to see a plantation tea. You know, Assam tea is very famous because of this plantation, the area, the slopes, the mountain ranges. This gives a facility to grow the best tea in this place. And this is also called birthplace of many rivers. This is the birthplace of many rivers. And hydroelectric power is also generated in this area. Dear student, so today we have learned about only the northern mountain and its importance. So next session we are going to hear about more detail. Thank you. Have a great day.